And Rogan, obviously, he has freedom because he's fucking a multimillionaire. Those are the people who are truly free. Let's be real. Andrew Schultz on independently releasing his comedy special. All right, let's hear this Dave Chappelle controversy.
Before the podcast about what happened. So today is, what's today's date? Today is the 22nd, which is a Friday. And just yesterday.
Great, this chat knows that. You know that. The other leftist content creators know it. So who's going to do something about it? Or just in theory, what can we do about it? Talk about it, connect with each other, depend on each other, elect each other. But no one wants to do any of that. Bro, why are you coming in here with a defeatist argument when I'm doing agitated propaganda? What's wrong with you?
Seems like he doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
We talk about what is to be done a lot, okay?
6 months of official Brian rot without a grain.
All right, I'm muting TTS. Post that last rant on TikTok with the Zoomers, man. Basically, Marxism 101. Yeah, that's a good rant. That's a TikTokable moment. This is why the shit they say about you is always bullshit, man. You know about the struggle of the working class and have working class fans and have actual conversations with them instead of just placing your order. Yeah. I wish you didn't talk so much shit on him, so maybe you could go on his podcast. Maybe one day.
Chappelle's show got canceled.
Yep.
In Minneapolis.
Yep.
In a venue that did Prince own it?
I think that was the Purple Rain venue.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever owned it, but I think that was like synonymous with Prince.
Right, with Prince.
Yeah, I think it was called First Ave.
And something happened where these people decided that Chappelle is problematic or transphobic or what have you. And so the venue, at the last minute, like a couple of hours before the show, canceled his performance.
It doesn't feel like work. Does that in and of itself discredit your statement about how choosing the work instead of taking time off? Those running trust funds and corporations have astronomical amounts of stress. Unlike you, who are getting paid just as much from Twitch subscriptions, you have the luxury of making millions off of the very thing you enjoy. I mean, whether I consider it to be the traditional concept of work or not does not change the reality that there is labor being put into this. Do you understand? So when I say, oh, it doesn't feel like work, that doesn't change the nature of what I do. Okay? And also, when you talk about the trust fund workers, when you're talking about the people that work at the hedge fund, that's different than the people who actually are just putting the capital and making other people work for them. There's a difference between someone who is an analyst who is working in that capacity, working to improve profit margins for those who own capital, and the person who owns the capital himself. You get it? It doesn't feel like work because you aren't having excess labor value extracted from you. I am. That's not true. I quite literally am. I am still, regardless of how well paid I am, in comparison to the average worker. No, of course, surplus labor value is being extracted from me. Amazon takes a fat cut. What are you talking about? Amazon forces me to run ads at the top of the hour. Amazon takes a fat cut of revenue from said ads. Amazon also is taking a cut out of every subscription. So it is still infinitely, there's still a gigantic amount of, there is a gigantic percentage of that revenue that's going directly to them for operating this, for allowing me to operate on this website. Chatter is trying to use that argument of service workers are not hard laborers, which is so wrong. Service workers are most likely to be underpaid, have lower benefits, and even skip breaks to give perfect service for tips. Yeah. They also provide stuff, even though they profit off of you, though. Of course, but that's your workplace as well. Any contracted employee is getting some kind of, benefits. They supplied you with a platform to produce. They work hard too. My friends, you have Gramsci in your name. There is no fucking shot you do not understand this. If you know who Gramsci is, okay, you should understand what I am talking about. Unless you just learned everything from memes or something. It was a joke. Oh, okay. Holy shit. There's a difference between people who are bought into Amazon, okay, just have given their capital and are now just getting a return. They're having their capital work for them versus someone who is like coding on the website, someone who's working on the servers, someone who is doing compliance at Twitch. There's a difference between those guys who are workers versus the people who are at the tippy top, the capital owners who are just simply making money off of Amazon stock. Those guys don't have to go to work every day. I do. And so do the coders. So do the other people that I just mentioned. That's the difference between investors. Investors don't have to fucking literally go to work every day and keep working to make money. They're making their money work for them. Get it?
Yeah.
And he had to move it to the Varsity Theater.
Yeah.
And there was protests. And,
yep.
And you said one of your buddies was there?
Yeah, one of my buddies went. So they moved it to this other theater. And first of all, the reason why the venue canceled is because all the people that work there threatened to not go to work. That's what I'm hearing. So it's not like they felt like this, never-ending like urge to like protect the community.
Right.
They wanted Chapelle. Everybody wants Chapelle at the venue. But if everybody is at the venue is going, I'm not going to work, then you can't exactly have a show. So they do it at the other show, this other venue, and then the protesters went to the other venue and were kind of like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, like harassing the people that were going to go to the actual show. And my buddy went there, and they were trying to fight him. And like he wasn't even going to the show; he was going to see what was happening. He wasn't like part of like an anti-protest type thing. And
did
he
make a video?
No, but he's a Somali kid, right? I want to get you this.
Red Band sent me a video.
Yeah, show me. What of the eggs? Where the guy was going to throw the eggs and he got that shit kicked out of his hand?
Here, I haven't seen it, so we'll see it for the first time together.
But look at this real quick before you play the video, right? So a guy found out. One of the guys who was protesting was like trying to like fight him and fuck him up. Found out who he was and then sends him a message.
Making your money work for you is such a silly term. Like your wallet is going to a long day of labor and coming home exhausted. People are working for you, not money. Brilliant take. Freyer Eugen, you are absolutely correct. When I say they're making their money work for them, I mean they are engaging in exploitation. That's what profits are, obviously. There's no concept. Like your wallet isn't like autonomous and going out there and working. There's no value without labor. So when I say you're making your money work for you, I'm using the colloquial understanding, okay? But what I'm referencing is capital owners that are personally making money off of other people working for them, okay? Interesting. Third-hand anecdotes with no evidence proving how unhinged all lefties are. Yeah.
Right? And the guy's name is Anthony, and he has his pronouns he and they in the bio.
He and they.
Yeah, he and they.
Oh, sometimes I'm a they.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a he.
And if you get it wrong,
yeah, don't get it wrong.
You're a bigot.
Yeah, you fucking piece of
Okay, dude. These are like 2016. This is a 2016 era takes at this point. Especially when it's he, they. It quite literally is the absolute most like, what do you mean? He, they. That's it. You can say he. That's what that means. Like, what else do you want? What else do we want from this motherfucker? Like, you know what I mean? They're saying like, I will accommodate, okay? I am non-binary, but it's okay. I'm mask presenting, I'm masculine. If you say he, I'm fine. Like I'm fine with you saying I'm he. Like even when you can't get it fucking wrong, motherfuckers are still like, "Oh, wait a minute. What the fuck?"
shit.
So he goes, "Hey Abdi, I've talked with others who were there and closer to you now that the picture has become clearer. I'm very sorry that the white guy started off the whole escalation and caused a bunch of bad assumptions. This is 100% why, as a cis white guy, I choose to follow the directions of the activists/organizers on the ground instead of taking the lead. I'm there to support. It bothers me a lot that white guys do this and leave other people to pick up the mess. I'm going to delete my replies because they didn't pick up on what was actually happening. You know, I see your byline in MSR and Sahan Journal and look forward to reading some of your pieces. Hope our next meeting is more peaceful. Good night.
Did he punch him?
I don't know.
Why did he say more peaceful? What did he do to him?
I guess they were just beefing or something.
So this is the video that Red Band sent me. It says trans activists protesting outside a sold-out Chappelle show in Minneapolis. So let's play it and hear what they have to say. Oh, we have to.
Dude, I don't fault trans people for being upset about Dave Chappelle, and his like rhetoric or whatever. But also, like, stopping Dave Chappelle from performing at a Minneapolis venue, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I get why they're doing it. I get why people do it because, like, you're literally, every time Dave Chappelle goes to a venue, they are, Dave Chappelle is unironically uplifting the anti-trans narrative and directly making people more antagonistic towards trans people and normalizing that. Joe Rogan. Why does everyone think I'm a right winger? Also, Joe Rogan. Pronouns. Am I right? Yeah. Don't give him that power. Fuck him. He's not even funny anymore. I just like this kind of shit only is going to hype him up further. It sucks. I do feel like it's defeatist. It's the same exact like. It's just coming from that same area of powerlessness in that circumstance. But what are you supposed to do? Like I see both sides. I hate to admit it. I'm such a five-head centrist, I guess, but I do understand why people do it. Like, it is a defensive action, right? Because when Dave Chappelle goes out there and is like fucking getting people to honk like a goose and clap like seals about like being transphobic or whatever, you're unironically creating a less safe space for trans people. But also, there is no safe space for trans people pretty much at any point. You know what I mean? Is Chappelle still doing transphobic material in his current bit? My friend, Dave Chappelle, and I talked about this extensively yesterday, and then we unfortunately arrived at the most unhinged psychotic thing called transvestigations. Dave Chappelle has what I call turf brain. Okay? It is when you are so obsessed with the existence of trans people and it fucking makes you so angry, right? It shakes your entire worldview and you are unable to operate in a normal, productive capacity, and that's all you talk about. What the fuck is transvestigations? This is a transvestigation that one of you guys made as a joke. Jewelries, long hair, pretty, cute, pretty dress. Evidence from Hoscord. Boobies. Hasan is trans. There are a lot of like brain broken people on the internet that have like accelerated turf brain, where apparently they conduct a sequence of investigations on whether cis people are actually trans in secret, and it's pretty funny. It's good stuff. It is like accelerated brain rot. I love my identity constantly being up for debate. Yeah. Dude, when he posted that picture, I literally had to ask my girlfriend to turn off his Wi-Fi and sell data for the day. So dumb. Anyway, let's get back to Joseph.
Dumbass. We're leftists. We know that shit.
Queer phobes go home.
Yeah, we do.
Tell it how it is eugenics for schizo posters? Yeah, it's accelerated schizo posting. Can I show the Dave Chappelle transvestigation? The person believes that Chappelle's bald head is the result of a hormonal imbalance. I love that.
Oh my God. A lot of hostility out here.
But it's not a lot of people that are hostile. It's a small amount. It seems like there's like, if you're watching this, it seems like there's probably like 12.
The worst thing you can ever do if you're going to protest, especially if you're going to be disruptive, the worst thing you can ever do is be cringe, okay? You can't be cringe. If you're ever cringe in the act of protesting, God forbid you're protesting against like pre-existing societal constructs, especially, can't be cringe. Boom. That's gonna make it to my cringe compilation. What is this? Alpha male Hasan explains why science is important to beta male Andrew Tate. Okay, we're done with these for now. Okay, we'll look at this later, maybe.
Or well, I don't know. It's hard to see the.
Who knows?
Yeah, but the thing about Chappelle's special that drives.
I'm new here and was impressed with your comments with Andrew Tate. I understand that you claim to be centrist, but relatively speaking, yeah, I am. I'm a centrist. Do you believe you align with more the left or the right? Just to clarify for new viewers like myself, yeah, no, I'm just a centrist, dude. I'm right in the middle. I align with the truth, the objective truth, facts, and not feelings. You know what I mean? Just centrism. Pure centrism, baby. Please don't Google anything about me, okay? Cease your investigations into what my political affiliations are. I am just a centrist. And of course, because I'm in the center all the time, okay, Google will lie to you about my opinions. You know what I mean? They try to pin me down all the time. Can you elaborate on why you think these people protesting Chapelle shouldn't be? I was playing a game, so I may have misheard. No. I don't think these people protesting Chapelle shouldn't be protesting Chapelle. I'm simply stating that this is it's not tackling the genuine issues that pertain to trans people and trans existence. You know? The list of reasons you've been banned is pretty funny when you think about it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I got banned for saying America deserved 9/11. I got banned for using an anti-white. I got banned for anti-white racism. No, I'm a centrist.
Crazy, and this is one of the things that drives me crazy about cancel culture, air quotes, outrage culture, I should say, is that people don't know the full story and they protest and they get crazy.
Any sort of action within the democratic system that protects trans lives is proven to be completely fucking ineffective. Even the most tepid of protesting gets shit on. What are people supposed to do? Well, what I think people are supposed to do is again, engage in community organizing, engage in organizing their workplaces so that they can ultimately bully one of the two parties in power to literally codify certain protections for trans people. Doesn't the protest show that there are members of the community who support trans rights and trans safety? Yeah. No, that's why I said, like, a protest of Dave Chappelle's show is basically to showcase that, like, hey, listen, you know, you're transphobic as fuck, but, you know, there are people in this community that don't put up with that don't want that. And also to somehow try to stop transphobic narratives from continuing to be disseminated by a incredibly, profoundly successful and popular individual. Because, and it's the same exact argument around, like, it's the same exact concept about, like, Milo Yiannopoulos coming to your college campus, or Ben Shapiro coming to your college campus. Like, not Ben Shapiro as much, but Milo Yiannopoulos or Matt Walsh, when he comes to your college campus, like, they literally are doing shit to purposely make it less safe for trans people to exist there, right? Like, Milo used to literally dox trans students and shit. So I understand where, you know, I understand why people want to stop that from happening. Right? I think it's good to show people who are in a community and going to the show that there are people against them. Yeah. Why is my wait, what? This guy, where is it? Chappelle's a comedian. Why are you taking his words so literal? Your stream title is kind of whack. Why? It's Hogwatch TPUSA edition, Sunday Fun Day. That is what we're doing. Most serious transvestigators just end up admitting how they think guys, how hot they think guys are now. I see women with broad shoulders and small butts. I see men with big butts and beautiful eyes. What exactly do anti-cancel culture people like Rogan imagine the best case scenario to be? I don't know. I have learned a lot in the short period of time I've been here, done hella research, and found a name to what I wished our society would be like. Thank you. Welcome.
Crazy, and they have a narrative that they've either read or they've seen, and then they just adopt that narrative and they run with it. And the narrative is that his special was transphobic.
Right.
So, but that special was not transphobic at all. It's essentially a love letter.
Dog, he literally said he's transphobic in the special. What would it take for Joe Rogan to admit that Dave Chappelle is transphobic? Because now we know Dave Chappelle openly stating that he's transphobic was not enough. Okay? My man said he's a TERF. That's it. It's like the equivalent of saying like that he's a Nazi and then Joe Rogan be like, well, I mean, is he a National Socialist? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's it. He said he's a TERF. Chappelle is not anti-trans. Oh my God, there's still motherfuckers in here. Bro, listen. I've talked extensively about Dave Chappelle being transphobic. I'm a massive Dave Chappelle fan, okay? I was a huge Dave Chappelle stan, okay? For a very, very long time. I've also seen his new material and it's still fucking unironically dunking on like queer teenagers and shit. He's like lost in the fucking sauce. He has terminal TERF brain. Okay? Now, let me just explain something to you. Okay? Under the transphobia and the transphobic narratives that he is like not even making a fucking joke about, by the way, okay, is a more complicated argument about black men, specifically cishet black men, and how they've been fucked over by even the very same social justice causes. I recognize that, okay? And I have talked about that. And I think that there is one particular joke that he has that he's testing out right now that I've seen in person when he was testing out his new material about I think it was about, what was it about? I think it was like, I'll give you the exact bit real quick, but it was, I believe it's about James Baldwin. Basically, at a time when like James Baldwin was advocating for things, his advocacy revolved around black emancipation. Yeah, of course I saw him live. I've seen him live after his stand-up special as well. You're so cringe, lol. Listen to lol. Chappelle's a comedian. It's not that deep, bruh. Okay? Yeah, he's not transphobic. Just doesn't think transphobia has been as detrimental to the human condition as racism towards black people. It's a bad take, but I get it. No. He is transphobic. He 100% is transphobic. He's just constantly fucking crying about trans people all the time. Straight up. There is an underlying adequate cultural critique there, but his transphobia gets in the way of him making that point adequately. Okay? That's it. And the reason why his transphobia, like the reason why I'm talking about how he's transphobic is because like that his transphobic attitude stops him from seeing trans people and understanding like trans oppression specifically to make like really decent social commentary out of it and really good comedy out of it. That's it. And like, you don't have to fucking, I mean, you don't have to agree with that. I don't know why you like cry so much about it. I don't know why you have to like defend Dave Chappelle not being transphobic or whatever. Like, he doesn't give a shit. He literally doesn't give a shit. Anyway, let's continue. I think Andrew pushes back on this note.
Who committed suicide.
I think that depends on your definition of transphobia. I've talked to some trans people about this, and they feel if you do not believe that they are the gender that they identify as, if you believe that they're not that is considered transphobic. So, for example, in the special, he's like, I don't believe that you're a woman. I don't hate you, but I don't believe you're a woman.
Did he say that?
Something to that extent. I don't want to mess up the exact words.
I think he said that the gender, I don't know.
Or gender's a science or something, whatever.
Right.
I don't want to mess it up. Sorry if I didn't get it exactly right. But I think the sentiment was like, yo, if you got a penis, it's not the same thing as a woman. I think trans women go, yeah, we know that. Like, no trans women I've spoken to is like, yeah, I understand, like, biologically I'm not a fucking woman. I get it. But inside I feel like a woman.
Right.
And what is inside, I guess, matters. Is
Here's
what
the
they're
question.
saying.
How do they know?
This is the most like, this is it. That's the peak of, that is the peak of like trans activism you can get away with on the on the Joe Rogan Experience, by the way. The most dude bro talk chat don't be done. He's explaining it to a transphobic person. It's funny because he misquoted him and felt bad, but the actual quote is much worse. This dude's trying to explain trans issues challenge. I mean, dude, come on. You're gonna have to fucking. No one's gonna be good. I'm not good at this. Okay, I fail at this too. You got to recognize your audience and do your best. That's it, and come at it from a place of empathy. I want to watch more of this though. Didn't Chapelle leave the Chapelle show due to how uncomfortable his show direction was going with the jokes? How does that not correlate that with the trans jokes? Why are you coping for Andrew Schultz? Nah, dude, he literally feels that way. He said on multiple occasions he doesn't believe that they are biologically women. What do you mean, biologically women? Like, he's just saying that there's a difference between cis women and trans women, which is not like, but they're still women. Both cis women and trans women are still women across the board. He's utilizing a pre-existing colloquial understanding, okay? In biology, there's no women and men. There's a clip where they talk about the Matt Walsh doc. Okay, hit me with that clip. I want to see. Like, look at that. 2-month subscriber. Trans women aren't women. They're men. We already watched the Joe Rogan talking about gay marriage. As a trans person, the bar is subterranean for cis dudes. People don't get you're an exception. Yeah, his language is totally fucked, but his meaning is correct. Thank you. I know. And people still get mad at me. People literally fucking yell at me and say I'm transphobic. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's never, no one is ever going to be 100% perfect. The Ben Shapiro and you are the same gender point could be a fire TikTok. I work with lots of hogs who are racist towards black and Asians and are also homophobic and transphobic, and it's the overwhelming majority in management. How could I make my workplace better? Sorry if you don't want to answer. I mean, that's a really complicated answer to give you right now. Is there more of this? I want to see more of this. What is a woman? Oh God, this is gonna be.
I don't fucking know.
Have you seen the documentary What is a Woman?
It's my favorite documentary.
No. Have you seen it?
No, you told me about it.
You got to watch it.
It's
It's wild.
yeah.
It's Matt Walsh,
Yeah.
who's this right-wing guy.